very good evening, everyone. Welcome back to this channel. Hello, everyone. So, as we can see, that today we're going to discuss about how we can change our pattern when, after decades of narcissistic abuse, we don't feel like doing things once we love to do. And we're going to discuss in this video the symptoms, the patterns, causes, healing solutions about it. And we're going to keep it very simple, empathetic, friendly, one-on-one conversation. And we're gonna keep it in a very simple English. And the nature and the language of my channel is in Hindi or English, but here, because I'm not very comfortable sharing few of the topics for now in English, in Hindi, so those topics uh, we're gonna discuss here in English only for now. Maybe in future, very very soon, um, we're gonna discuss each and everything in Hindi or any other language, like in English, the uh, nature and the language of our channel. But for now, we're gonna keep few of the videos in English. And yeah, let's move forward. So we're gonna discuss in this video uh, solutions and the patterns, and how we can again restart loving doing things which we loved to do once. And we're gonna complete and cover this particular what we call it. Hello, hi Rafi. Please let me know in the chat box that if I'm audible, because what happened, yesterday, because there was huge noise in the background, so I could not record or shoot our live video yesterday nicely. I feel I need to go live again with that particular topic. So kindly let me know. Hello everyone. Thanks for coming live. I'm so grateful for each one of you. Please let me know in the chat box that if I'm audible, if you are able to hear me properly. And if guys, if you have anything to share about today's topic, so kindly write down in the chat box whatever your opinions and things are very very valuable for me regarding to this today's topic. And if you'll write something regarding to the topic, so I'll pick it up and we're gonna discuss further about it in this video. And yeah, let me read your comments. Hello, hi. You are in front of the camera. Actually, I just tried to come close to the mic of this phone. So yeah. It's clear, Sayed. Thank you so much, Sayed, that for telling me that my voice is clear. Thank you so much. We are able to listen to you, and you are Summer. Okay, thank you so much letting me know. You are the best. You are the best too. Thank you so much. So grateful. Your voice is crisp and clear. Okay, okay. Let's move forward then. And love you, friend. I'm so grateful for your love. So let's move forward. So first of all, thank you so much, and I'm so grateful to each one of you, whoever come live and liking my videos, and whoever people has already liked my videos. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. So as you can see in the title that what we're going to discuss, already we have discussed the topic here. So let's move forward because today's video gonna be little bit more longer than yesterday's video, and it's a very tender topic today. Do you know what? When we have lived through decades of narcissistic abuse, whether from our parents, birth givers, uh, or caregivers, or whether it is from our spouse or in a romantic partner, it can slowly drain the life out of things we once loved. And guys, as you all know that why I take these two scenarios, like romantic partner, spouse, or life partner, or parents, caregivers, birth givers. Why? Because these two relationships, I feel we spend the most time, and we are very invested emotionally and in every way actually. So that's why I try to cover these two scenarios in my every video with every topic or every situation, and other things also very similar, but these are the deeper relationships, no. So that's why I try to cover these two scenarios. So let's move forward. So it can slowly drain the life out of the things we once loved. We may look at our hobbies, we may look down on our dreams, talent, and passions, and feel nothing, or we may feel tired before even we even begin or start doing things we really love to do, this does not mean that we are lazy, it does not mean that we are weak, and it means our system learned to our system learned to survive in an unsafe emotional environment. And I know that if survivors are watching my video and in future going to watch, so this is a very tender topic for them, and they can totally understand and totally can connect with today's topic and with this today's video. And before moving forward, little disclaimer here that whatever I share here on my videos, on live, or in other videos also, are my personal experiences or the part of my research work. So kindly take my videos like that. I'm not here to preach or teach anyone anything. It's just my expression. So I try to share things here. So yeah, we were discussing that when we survive all these things, so in unsafe emotional environment, we learn to hide, or we learn to put our beautiful things, beautiful expressions. So let's talk about this uh, in a very kind way, in a very simple understanding way, and in a very clear way, that what happens to us after long term narcissistic abuse. Narcissistic abuse is not just conflict, it is long term emotional invalidation, control, manipulation, gaslighting, criticism, and conditional love. Over years or decades, this changes how we feel inside. We may have learned our feelings are too much or wrong. Our success triggers jealousy or punishment, you know, and our joy gets mocked or minimized. Our independence creates conflict. Love must be earned by sacrificing ourselves. This is what we learn. So, our nervous system adapts. It decides it is safer to be small or low key, you know, it is safer to shut down. That's why we see many survivors with very beautiful beautiful qualities, talents, and everything, but they remain very low key. And sometimes keeping it as a low key is fine, but not all the time. Sometimes you need to show up. So, but just because we were suffering. So our nervous system learns this to keep us, to keep it small, to keep it low key, just so that uh, we can we can feel safe. Because if I give you an example, like with me, because I was always into art, I was always painting, sketching, doodling, doing all the craft artwork. So these people used to burn my artwork on the gas stove, or they used to put all of my artwork into the bucket full of water. And so so I just to protect my artwork, I started hiding it, and I started stop doing it. Why? Because no one no one can see their artwork, you know being burned in front of their eyes or put it into the water. So this is this is even now it's very triggering for me. I i also has been shared once that once, because when I started writing, so I used to write morning pages and things like that. So these people used to see, check out my stuff. So I used to trash. Whenever I used to write, I used to express. So afterwards, I used to trash. I used to tear that pages off and from a notebook, and I used to throw them away. And just because, so that they don't discover my artwork that I'm writing, I'm painting, I'm sketching, or doodling, or anything. So it impacts our nervous system. It impacts our body, our everything. And what if you want to keep that, if you want to choose that as your career? Because I always wanted to I always desired to go to art school, fine arts. I wanted to pursue, but I couldn't. Why? Because I had no expression, and when I used to do it, I used to get all of these treatments. So, so today, like our system learns, it gets shut down to feel safe. Common symptoms we may experience after years of this. Many of us notice, loss of motivation, emotional numbness, chronic fatigue, brain fog, or difficulty focusing, anxiety when starting something new, and guilt when resting or enjoying ourselves, and fear of being seen or judged, feeling disconnected from our identity, harsh inner criticism. So these are few things which we feel as survivor after years and decades of narcissistic abuse. We have few new comments in the chat box, like done. Jignesh, hi Jignesh, thank you so much for liking this video. Okay, if you have anything to share about this today's topic, you can write down in the chat box, so I'll take it and we can discuss over it. Okay, and again you can let me know if I'm audible or I have to come so close to this what we call it. I was forgetting it yesterday also, the mic of this phone. And I'm gonna get mic very soon, or I'm at least gonna use earphones. I'll see once. Right now I'm not having it, but I'm gonna use earphones. So maybe in such situations when there is background noise, so we're gonna use it, you know. So as we were discussing that what happens to our body, to our nervous system. So one painful experience is this: we still remember loving something, but we cannot feel the love anymore. So for example, I know that uh, I love art, I love sketching, doodling, painting, writing, everything, all of these art forms I really love to express, but still uh, cannot feel the love anymore, just because I, I have been through all of this. I had to go through all these experiences. So that is trauma, It is not a character weakness, but this is what trauma does to us. And pattern we may fall into. My goodness, these dogs in the background. Anyways, so pattern we may fall into, like freeze pattern, self abandonment, all or nothing thinking, and waiting for motivation to come and whatnot. So all of these patterns are there. So what happens in a freeze pattern? Instead of fight or flight, we freeze. We want to act but cannot move. And I'm sure that many survivors have been through and experienced all of these stuff. Our body learned that action could bring criticism, anger, or emotional punishment. So this is what happens in a freeze state. Self In a self abandonment, we learn to put others first to stay safe. Now focusing on ourselves feels uncomfortable or selfish, even when it is healthy. And yeah. So, and what happens in a all or nothing thinking? We may think, if we cannot do it perfectly like before, what's the point? What's the point doing it? So we avoid even starting. We avoid even start doing it. And we wait for motivation. We believe motivation must come first. But after trauma, action in tiny safe steps comes first. Motivation follows later. And this is what we need to remember. And I keep always I try to keep remember this point, that I I need to follow my heart, whatever I used to love in my childhood, because not every child has some particular likings. Only few are there who are very focused, who are since their childhood are very naturally into art, naturally into sports, cooking, uh, and other things. So I was always into art. So I always remind myself that I need to start it. I love it. And this is my passion. This is my life force. And motivation can come later. In case of, do you know what happens? In case of narcissistic parents, when narcissistic abuse comes from parents, the wounds often start in childhood. That means our identity formed around survival. So it's not a normal dynamic. We may have learned love is conditional, approval must be earned, our needs are inconvenient, being ourselves causes rejection. Because this began so early in our childhood, we may not even know who we are outside of pleasing others. I still get jitters in my body sometimes because I'm changing my patterns. I'm constantly working on myself. So I still feel jitters when I'm not serving others, I'm not doing things for others. But but now I can see my patterns. So this is a very big sign. When you see your patterns, you can change them, you can work on them. So because this began at very early on with us. So we see it as if what we are outside of pleasing others. When we try to reconnect with what we love, it can feel unfamiliar or empty. If I give you my example, like I was always doodling, sketching, always loving doing it. This was something you just leave me with colors, pencils, sketchbook or something, and I'm just a very happy person. But it can feel unfamiliar or empty after narcissistic abuse. We might think, did I ever truly choose this? Or was I trying to impress someone? Or is this something I really want? Although you resonate with that thing, you can take anything. Maybe you're good at sports, maybe you're good at cooking, maybe you're good with maths, calculations, finance, or whatever you love. Whatever we really love to do once. This is what we are discussing today in this video, and it all feel very unfamiliar and empty. And we just keep on thinking and wait for something to happen by itself. But healing here often includes reparenting ourselves with kindness and with lots of patience. It's I love this topic. We're gonna discuss more over this topic on reparenting. I came so far here so that I can shoot this video, but I don't know why, from where all these dogs has come. I hope you are able to hear me out, okay? So, reparenting ourselves with kindness and with patience is very important. Allowing anger and grief about what we did not receive, and slowly discovering our preferences without pressure. We are allowed to build an identity separate from what our parents expected. And slowly we learn this on our healing journey. We learn this definitely. In case of narcissistic spouse, when the abuse comes from a spouse, the damage often includes long term emotional erosion, exertion. We may have experienced love bombing followed by devaluation and constant criticism of our hobbies or dreams, financial or emotional control, isolation from support, being blamed for everything. Over time, we may have stopped doing what we love because it caused conflict. Our body learned joy leads to punishment, and this is scary actually. So now, even when the spouse is gone, or the romantic partner, whoever you had, gone, or emotionally distant, our nervous system still expects danger. Healing here often includes reclaiming independence slowly, learning to make decisions without seeking approval, rebuilding confidence step by step and slowly, untangling trauma bonds. We may need time to believe we are allowed to live freely. This is what we need to practice, and we need to allow ourselves to feel. Deeper causes behind losing interest are like nervous system exhaustion. Living in emotional unpredictability keeps us in survival mode. Creativity and passion require safety. Survival mode shuts those down. Shame, conditioning. If we were criticized repeatedly, we internalized that voice inside us. Now we criticize ourselves before anyone else can. Grief, we may be grieving the childhood we didn't have, the pa- the parent we couldn't experience, the partner we hoped for, the years spent in surviving and just figuring out, and years and years when we had no clue like what happened with us. Grief can look like numbness and loss of motivation. I still remember there was a decade, more than a decade, like 15 years straight. I was a numb person. I was just quiet. I had no clue what happened to me, what is happening, and what going to happen. When you are in a survival mode, especially when you are surviving since your childhood, it's very different. The world is very different for you. Healing solutions, let's just discuss some healing solutions and gentle reminders and practices, and which we can do practically. Healing is not about forcing ourselves back to productivity. It is about rebuilding safety, trust, and connection. We remove oh my god, why I'm doing like this so much? You know why? Because there are mosquitoes around me. So yeah, let's move forward. So, and I'm not carrying that mosquito repellent, although I should have. And I'm wearing very open bottom, so I'm really scared of these mosquitoes. So we need to rebuild that trust, safety, and connection. We remove, we need to remove self judgment. Every time we say that what's wrong with us, what wrong with us, we remove self judgment. We repeat the abuse intentionally when we think like this, that something is wrong with us. Instead, we can practice, we survived something hard. Healing takes time, healing takes practice, it's a journey. Even whispering small things, it matters. We start extremely small. So starting extremely small is very important, and it helps. If we once loved painting, we don't paint for hours. We sit near the supplies, we hold the brush, we paint one stroke at a time. Like it's like a gym. Like if you don't, if you want fitness, you want to start going to some fitness club, gym, or for running. And if you are not doing it since long, so it's not something you should go ahead and just run miles and miles away just at the starting. In the starting, we should just go, or just start with wearing gym clothes or running gears outfit, and then start doing it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. When we are not doing something since long, and especially in the case of survivors, we should just start doing it with small steps. Like if you want to paint, just paint one stroke, just doodle, just make a rough sketch once, then start building it slowly. Don't rush, don't push, don't pressurize yourself that you need to complete one particular sketch in a day. Stopping early, you know builds safety, and it gives compassion to our nervous system. Tiny action is more powerful than forced intensity. And as we survivors, we turn very intense person. We want to do things deeply. As if you're a lover, like I'm a kind of a lover, very emotional, intense, romantic person. So one intensity comes from there also in your expression, but because we are survivors, so that forced intensity is also there. So we need to learn, and we need to work on this particular kind of intensity. And because I believe personally that uh, being an intense person is not wrong or very uncool all the time. So next, we calm the nervous system daily. It's a daily practice, okay? Healing is physical, not just mental. It's both physical and mental. Helpful practices we can follow, like slow breathing. I always quote in my videos, like breathing is very very important. So slow breathing, like inhale 4 times, like in the count of 4, and exhale with the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like slowly. So this really helps. Gentle walks, stretching, warm baths, and time in sunlight, especially in the morning. Very soon, guys, very soon we're gonna do morning sessions, morning live videos. I'm gonna come back on my morning, beautiful, beautiful morning videos very, very soon. And I'm so excited for all those morning videos. We're gonna start it soon. So we were discussing that stretching helps, gentle walks, warm baths, and time in the sunlight, listening to calming music. These teach our body that we are safe now. We separate joy from performance. We allow ourselves to be bad at things. We allow privacy. We allow imperfection. Joy does not have to produce anything, it does not need to impress anyone. We rebuild identity slowly. We can ask small questions like, what colors do I like, what food do I prefer, what feels what what feel more peaceful to me. So we can start with this, we can start rebuilding our identity again slowly, with the peace, with lots of love, and lots of deep breathing. Identity grows through tiny choices, like we process grief, writing, therapy, sport groups, and quiet reflection can help us acknowledge that what we lost. Grief honored in grief that moves, that is not stagnant. And we create safety boundaries also. If the narcissistic parent or spouse is still in our life, boundaries are crucial. This may include limiting emotional sharing, reducing contact if possible, not defending or over explaining ourselves. Because I can totally get you guys. Some of the survivors, they still don't have that freedom. They are still sharing the same roof and same place. So practicing emotional detachment is very, very important. Even I believe that even if we are physically in that proximity with them, with narcissistic parent or spouse, or even if we are far away, we need to practice emotional detachment. It's very important. Safety must come before passion returns, because I totally understand, safety is the topmost priority for us, for all of us survivors. And do we have any new comments? Okay, we don't. So these were some of the gentle reminders. We seek trauma informed support, support that understands narcissistic abuse can make a huge difference. And I still struggle with this because people who know me, even though they know everything about me, most of them, but still, it's very different because they came from very different dynamic. So support that understands narcissistic abuse can make a huge difference, because they can get you completely, because there are very, very deep rooted things which we cannot make anyone understand apart from survivors. Even the therapist and counselor, sometimes they don't get it, because we cannot blame anyone that why they are not getting it. But I believe personally, this is my personal belief, that only the survivors can get it. And it make a huge difference if we have that kind of a support, people who know about narcissistic abuse. Being believed is deeply healing. When someone trusts you, when someone believes in you, when someone trust and believes in whatever you have been through. It gives such a relief, it gives such a deep healing. And guys, one thing I want to share here on this live video, that if you do not have anyone like that in your life right now, so consider me as a person, consider me as your brother, sister, parent, anyone, a friend, a guide. I'm here to hear you out. You can write to me, and I always give all the directions, like how you can write to me and how we can connect. And I'm here to hear you out if you have no one. So we are building this community, a kind, compassionate one, where we can help each other always, and can we are building this community on love, peace, support, safety, wisdom, and all the beautiful things. So I'm here, we are here to hear you out. And so it was a gentle reminder, that never feel alone on this healing journey, okay? A gentle truth to hold is, we do not lose ourselves, we protected ourselves. The love, creativity, and joy we once felt are not gone. They are waiting for safety, complete safety, complete shelter. And safety grows slowly through small acts of self kindness, consistent care, and patient rebuilding. We are not behind in life, we are healing from something real. And healing, even when slow, is is a movement. So we need to be more compassionate with ourselves. If we continue gently, steadily, compassionately, we will not only return to what we loved, we may discover a deeper, quieter, more authentic version of it with ourselves, one that belongs fully to us. And I wish and pray this for all of us, okay? For all of us. So, guys, this was the topic today. I hope this topic gonna help all of us here. And I'm not seeing any new comments, so I'm not going to take them. It's all old comments. So I'm so grateful to each one of you guys. If you desire to talk to me on similar topics, or if you are willing to book one-on-one healing session with me, if you feel I can help you on your healing journey, if you want to share your stories, things with another survivor, that comfort also you can have with me if you book one-on-one session with me. How to book a session with me? You can simply write a mail to me, or you can personally DM me on my Instagram. My IG is also with the name AbhayaTra. My email ID and my Instagram account name, I'll provide you in the description box below also, so don't worry about that, about those details. For now, I just desire to convey that I have so much compassion and kindness in my heart towards each one of you hearing me out right now. And I pray for your recovery and healing, guys. Guys, listen to me, okay? Don't ever think that you are alone on this healing journey. Okay, I was there. Mosquito was there. I was there. I know how it feels. Look, look, guys, we have this beautiful community here. and we are growing each day, building brick by brick. I'm here to hear you out. Like us, we have many other victims, survivors who are going through similar kind of situations and still choosing the path of healing. We just need to focus on ourselves. We need to learn, practice, break trauma bonds, and look forward. Believe me, because you are the only one who can bring these beautiful changes, guys, and can achieve growth, success, and healing while being authentic and empathetic. I believe in all of you beautiful people out there. We just need to choose and take the responsibility of healing in our own hands. And that's it. With this beautiful note, I'm signing off today. Guys, keep on learning, stay blessed. You can also check out my other videos or playlist as it may help. So now I'll see you very soon in my next video. Till then, take good care of yourself, help someone, and keep on learning. Love and peace. And I'm really liking the fact today, although it's a night, it's a deep night, but we are here in the nature, the elements of nature. So I'm so glad. I hope you liked it too. Love and peace.